And welcome back yet again to episode 3 of the Jump In Challenge, where today we're going to go old school with Sky Shark on the NES. But what exactly is Sky Shark on the NES? Well, if the cover art isn't any kind of clue, or at least to me, it is going to be some kind of top-down or side-scrolling shooter. I mean, look at this. It's a World War II guy with a plane on it. It's got to do something. And at the time, when in between Gradius, R-Type in 1942 and 1943 going on, it's going to be one of those few types of genres. Now, for me, when it comes to these types of genres, these genres are relaxing. I don't care how many times I die. I don't care how many times I hit continue. I don't care how many times I can rage at it. I get this relaxed feeling every time I play a shoot 'em up. Either it being side-scrolling or top-down. It can even be some of the bullet hell ones that we get later down the road. But enough about what the actual game is, let's get into the actual gameplay. Well, what does the gameplay look like? When it comes to these types of games, either the side-scrolling or the top-scrolling type, the scrolling happens automatically. No matter where you're on the screen, no matter what you're doing, the level's going to keep on progressing. And how it makes these levels harder and harder is that more enemies will keep on spawning and shooting at you. And it is your duty to get out of the way of these bullets or stop the enemies from shooting in the first place. Now the downside is with Sky Shark is I did find a little bit of an exploit. And that is, anytime you drop a bomb outside from your regular firing, it clears off all bullets off the screen. So you can be in the middle of some hellfire and drop a bomb and all your worries is gone. And not to mention, anything caught in the blast radius of the bomb is instantly destroyed. Any turrets, any tanks, any fellow planes. Some bigger planes require you to drop maybe an additional bomb or hit them maybe 1 or 2 times with the regular fire, but nothing too strenuous. When it comes to these types of games, it's just pure fun for me. No matter how many times I die, no matter how many times I hit continue, I will always keep having fun with these games. And with that being said, there are a few downsides to this game. As in, mostly, I'm used to more modern age shooters, which means I'm used to my bullets flying fully across the screen and able to hit everything. Now when it came to my actual playstyle, I had to dial it down a few notches, mostly because I'm so used to modern age shooters. I'm so used to my bullets traveling fully across the screen and hitting anything they come across. But thanks to the NES limitations, enemies will spawn after the screen and have a slight invulnerability, or your bullets don't have a full effect when they get close to off screen. There's been plenty of times and multiple times where I fire, my regular shots will go across screen, go through an enemy who just spawned and not kill them, or at least damage them. Now granted, this never got on my nerves. This only happened with smaller enemies, like this planes you had to all destroy to get more power-ups, or just the kamikazes, the one that came straight to you and fired at you to make sure that you were going to die in one hit. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you die in one hit. But that is to be expected when it comes to NES games now these days. You die in one hit, or you get some kind of power-up so you can take 2 hits. But in this game, you can only take 1 hit and you're dead. Speaking of which, shoot 'em up games have 2 downsides to them. 1, they are linear as all get out. And 2, they're a memory game. Once you've gotten down the patterns, spawn rates, and enemy reactions, the games become super easy. And knowing this, and I really wanted to find out how long this game is specifically, I did do a little Google search, and it reminded me of one thing. And oh boy, it was a thing I forgot. But in my lookups, I noticed something amongst the YouTube videos. Not only was a complete walkthrough, no deaths, 15 minutes, they all said 2 different things. No Game Shark, or Game Genie in this case, and no cheats. Now when it comes to NES, those are 2 different meanings, because NES games back in the day actually had built-in cheats. Now when it comes to built-in cheats like this, I really don't mind them at all. In fact, I actually look for them. I liked them back when they were in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. I liked them back when they were in the Spider-Man games for the PlayStation. But when it got to the more PS2 area, they started dwindling down a little bit. But when it comes to NES games, they're either one of 2 categories. They're either helpful cheats, or I just want to instant win this game cheats. Thankfully, this is more of a helpful cheat. And when it comes to Sky Shark, what does this cheat do? All it really does is just max out your lives and max out your bombs. That's it. Nothing too intrusive, nothing that really gets in the way, and nothing that really hinders or helps you in the long run. You're still vulnerable, you still die in 1 hit. The only advantage is that your bombs get maxed out. And that's the real big advantage to this cheat code. Because as I stated earlier, you drop 1 bomb and it clears the whole stream of bullets. And trust me, in level 4, you really need that. Because there are some points that even with bombs, as soon as the screen clears, it's instantly filled back up. And this is still a game of memory. You can bomb and clear the screen, but if you forget the next segment, you will die in one hit. This is such a game of memory that when I went back to record game footage for this review, I managed to get to level 3 without using the cheat at all. Shoot, I only had to use a continue once. Speaking of which, you can definitely tell that this was an arcade game brought to the home, because all it really matters is the score. And when you even beat it, there is a final boss, but as soon as you land and calculate your score, the game just starts over from level 2. It's an endless game and is just meant for you to play it over and over and over again to get a high score. But I'm perfectly happy with that though. Mostly because when it comes to shoot 'em ups, they all have the same exact thing that if it was done wrong, it would make the genre horrible, and that is the controls. I really do wish I had an NES advantage while playing this game, because you can really tell that playing with some kind of arcade stick was basically the game begging you to play it the right way. But even then, still using the classic NES controller, I was still having a blast. From dropping bombs to firing regular enemies, no matter how many times, I just had this goofy smile across my face. And at this point, I'll be kind of repeating myself. The game is short, fun, controls very nicely, and has endless possibilities. And the downside is that yes, you can play it multiple times with a cheat code, but the minute you do get a lot of memorization down, you'll find yourself using that cheat code less and less. Because even after a certain amount of points, you will score extra lives and score extra bombs. Or you can be someone like these people and beat the game in 15 minutes. And I'm not joking. My combined time of footage that I captured for this review is less than 45 minutes. And that's with me using the cheat code only in the last half. Mostly because I was having some super fun with it and I just wanted to keep on going. And there was multiple times, especially in level 4, that even with the cheat code, I was having a tough time. So what is the verdict for Sky Shark? Seeing that this game is extremely short and doesn't really give me much to talk about. Well, the downside about it is I did spend around $4.95 before taxes on it, but we really got to take the value of the playability in it. It is an endless shooter. The cheat code adds lots of fun. The exploits in it really help you out, especially for new beginners. It's one of those few NES games that you can literally sit down and beat within an hour. So with all that being said, my final verdict of this game is a solid 2.5 out of 5. Endless amounts of fun, programmed very well, and it was made by Taito, who had a really good reputation at the time. And I do want to finish out with this. The whole entire time I was playing this game, I had a grin from ear to ear. And the only way I can describe the way I was feeling while playing this game is the same sensation you get from just launching yourself backwards while you're sitting in your office chair. And with all that really being said, I know this review was kind of short. Well, the video was kind of short and didn't really give me much to work off of. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? Is this game really worth the $5 I spent on it? Or maybe I should pay a little bit less on it? Especially seeing how Bakugan, I got more out of that, and I only paid $2 for that game. So if you guys like what I'm doing here, and if you want to join the challenge yourself, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more notifications, because there's going to be a new episode every week. And you guys definitely want to make sure you're notified and subscribe, because I do actually have more stuff coming up, and different videos that are going to be popping up as well. Be sure to check out my playthroughs on the Fail or Flail series. Check me out on Twitter and Twitch. And of course, as always, I am gone, I am ghost, I am past tense, I'm out of here. And I'll see you guys later.